Happy New Year! Well, it's tomorrow. We're so excited, right? End of another year in a pandemic. So, of course, New Year's is like the Sunday of the year. So you know what I'm going to say. It's time to reflect. It's time to evaluate. It's time to make plans, right? These last 2 years has gone by so fast, and it has been so different from any other era, right? I am someone who plans everything and sets goals all the time. But in the last 2 years, I have had to learn how to slow down and accept that things are not going to go according to my plans. I cannot achieve all the goals that I want to achieve because life in a pandemic is just different. That is just the truth. So everything we know and all the skills we have and all the tools, we had to sort of adjust and pivot and see how to make them work. So the first thing I want to say is, well done. You survived, you got through it. Before you start to think about all the things you didn't achieve, have some compassion for yourself. It's been hard. It's been hard for everyone. Everyone who is still here, let's be grateful. Everyone who has lost someone, let's have some compassion for them. Let's have a moment for them. Everyone who is going into the new year a few family members short, or who has lost someone who's been with them their whole life. I'm sorry. It's sad and it's been difficult. And I commend you for keeping moving. To keep going has been hard in this last 2 years. There's been so much stress. There's been so much pressure. The rates and the reports I read about mental health all over the world, it's crazy. The amount of anxiety people have just by watching the news, COVID this, COVID that, it's really hard to just keep going right now. So have some compassion for yourself and don't beat yourself up if you didn't achieve all your goals or if you even did one thing or if you didn't do anything. Just getting through the year is an achievement. So reflect and take some time for gratitude. Be grateful. Sit down and write down before tomorrow night, before midnight, what you're grateful for in 2021. What were you blessed with? Even if it's just good life, good weather wherever you are, some loved ones are still with you. Whatever you achieved at work, in your personal life, in your health, in your fun, in your free time, what can you say, I'm grateful that I have this in my life? Because it's so easy to focus on the negative things, on what we didn't do or what we wish we had. But several years ago, you wished for the life you have now. And despite a pandemic, you're still moving forward. You keep going. And that's something to be grateful for. When it comes to evaluation, it's important to be kind to yourself. If your friend came and told you, these were all my goals this year, but I only achieved half of them, would you shout at them? Would you tell them they suck and they're a failure? No. Be like, wow, at least you did some of those things. That one's important. This one is good. Look how this has changed you. I'm proud of you. You can do the rest next year. Let's see how to adjust them. So let's take that attitude for ourselves. Think about the whole year. It feels like it's been 5 years this year. I don't know why, but January just seems so far away in my mind. What have you achieved? What did you want to achieve? What worked out well? What surprised you? What do you want to work on? What did you learn? This is a moment to sit and think about these things. Most of us are not dying with work today of all days. We're looking forward to a party or to relaxation or to friends and family or to just a night off tomorrow. So take a moment for yourself, by yourself. I like to use a pen and paper. It's old school, but there's something about it. You can write it in your phone, but write it. Or even if you just want to sit and think about it. What are you grateful for? What are the moments that struck you this year? What changed you this year? What are you going into 2022 with that you didn't enter 2021 with? Ask yourself these questions. I'm sorry, I'm speaking very fast. You can rewind and ask the questions all over again. But it's good to evaluate because you need to know where you are in your life. You need to know what's working for you. The only way you can improve is if you have a benchmark. The only way you know you're moving forward is if you have milestones. So take a moment to think about these things, to evaluate yourself in your own way, whether you want to do mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, whether you want to divide the different categories of your life, like your health and your relationships and your money and your work and your family. Find your own system. Try your own way. Go on YouTube. There's so many different ways people assess, evaluate, and look out for themselves. Because we're all adults, huh? Most of us now who are watching this. You need to be proactive. You need to be intentional. It's your life. You're in the driving seat. No one else is going to do these things for you. Don't wait for appraisals at work and your boss's KPIs. What are your KPIs for yourself and for your life? What are something that you miss in the last 2 years? What is something you want to do more of next year? You need to be intentional about these things. So you might think you know, but it's only when you sit down and focus. I'm only thinking about myself for this time. Even if it's 30 minutes, I'm going to write down the things I want to do more, the things I want to learn, the habits I want to get rid of. I want to see what I can do to do better for myself. So once you're done evaluating, the next is the fun part, new goals. I like the new goals more than the reflection, personally. So you need to think about what you want to achieve this year. It doesn't have to always be achievements. I think sometimes people associate goals and achievements with like this aggressive, organized situation. You don't have to think of them as goals. Just think about what are your intentions? What's your purpose? What are the dreams you're trying to tick off this year? What are the things you want to do? What is the way you want to feel? How do you want to be in the next year? So set some targets for yourself. Set some goals. Have some dreams. Have some hopes, you know? We're coming out of this pandemic, slowly but surely. Life has to go on. You know, at first we thought we're just going to be locked in our houses or not allowed on the road for months. But we have to keep moving. We're all getting older. Life is moving. So you have to go with time. So think about, what are you excited about for 2022? What can you do? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to see? Where do you want to go? And write it down. Sometimes I do an exercise with people where I'm like, close your eyes, imagine your perfect day. What's your perfect day in 2022 going to look like? What are you going to eat? Who are you going to be with? What fun activities will you do? What challenges will you have at work? What are your aspirations? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to grow your business? Are you trying to get a promotion? Are you trying to finish school? What are you trying to do? Write it down. Because the problem with setting New Year's resolutions is we don't follow them up. We don't finish them. And it's very, very tricky. I completely understand. I find it so funny how in the first time I worked in the hotel and we opened the gym, we had so many people subscribing for the gym. And I was like, don't we need to have like a limit? Because what if all these people come to the gym at the same time? It was January. And one of the gym managers is like, no, don't worry. For every 100 people that signs up for a gym in January, 5 will come. Out of 100, 5 actually show up. So as gyms, we're allowed to have thousands of subscribers because you will never all be at the gym at the same time. Most people, it's just New Year's vibes. Gonna go to the gym this year. Let's not be those people, right? Let's be the 5. So let's see how to become one of those 5. You have to see, what are the obstacles? Look at your New Year's resolutions from last year. Why did you stop doing them in February? What happened? You can't just say, life happened. What does that mean? You got bored, you got tired, it became hard, it became expensive, you got busy. What is going on? So you start to see where your gaps are, your blind spots, your weaknesses, and you start to prevent them. See, if you know where you're going to go wrong and you put something there to prevent it from happening, then it's an easier way to overcome that obstacle. Think about your New Year's resolutions of the last few years and why you didn't carry them out. Was it not a good resolution? Was it someone else's idea? Were you not motivated? Were you not committed? Did you not want it enough? Think about how you feel if you actually achieve that resolution. You have to see how to make it easy for yourself. Make it fit in your life. Don't try and make your life change for this one goal that you have. Today, someone was telling me, how do you drink so much water? I was like, water is my one good habit in my unhealthy lifestyle. And she's like, how do you do that? I'm like, you have to make it easy. Wherever I am, there's a bottle of water somewhere next to me. It's right here. It's in my bag. It's in the car. It's on my desk. It's by my bedside. There's water around me at all times. And I just get used to taking sips. By the end of the day, I've drunk 3 liters easily. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to work at it. I don't have to set alarms on my phone anymore, which is what I used to do in the beginning. You have to push yourself until you get that habit in place. But you shouldn't take so much willpower because the truth is you do have a life that happens. So try and make these things fit in your life in a convenient way. So, small steps. I always say that, I guess. It takes many small steps to climb a mountain. I don't know who said that to me. You don't climb the mountain in one leap. So make it bite-sized. Make it something that you can swallow, that is simple. Don't try and change a million things in your life. See, me, I only had one resolution. That's the only reason I've been able to do it. If I had 7, I'm sure I would have done none. But I always used to overestimate and have so many resolutions, and I learned the hard way. So learn from me. Take my lesson. Try few things. If you can do 1 or 2, it's good. You'll be a whole new person by the end of the year. So You have to do something that you can manage in your life. And that's good. It's good enough. Don't let yourself get intimidated by everyone else's. I'm going to do this and do this and do this. Okay, check on them in March. Do your small thing that you can manage. Share it with your friends. Do it with someone who it's going to make it more fun and more interesting. It makes it easier. And it makes it a way that you can connect with someone. So it's fun. Try and do these things in small ways that you integrate into your existing life, into your existing day. Find a gym on the way home. Make sure you're adding plans or you're doing something that helps you. Make sure you put a notebook by your bed if you want to be writing more. If you want to read more, keep the book in your handbag or take it everywhere in the car with you or take it to work in the morning and then at lunchtime you can sit and read. Make it convenient. Make it easy for yourself. No one is going to give you marks for making the hardest thing and then achieving it. You get the same points at the end of the day as long as you achieved the thing, whether it was hard or whether it was easy for you. So see how you can integrate your resolution into your day-to-day life in small ways that you can do consistently, because the consistency is what's key. There's no New Year's resolution that you just do it once and it's done. That's not a goal. That's a task or an action. You tick and it's over. A resolution is something that is going to change who you are, because you're going to learn this thing and it's going to be a part of you and it's going to make you better for the future. So do it in a way because you want to win. Set yourself up to win. So that helps you to have some hope for 2022. Let's enter 2022 with hope, right? Enough of the sad and the stressful and the curfew and the chaos. Let's go in with some hope, because even in all this difficulty, all these things happening in the world that we can't control, we have to keep going. We have to keep moving, and we have to have hope for our own lives. We still have to believe our best days are ahead of us, and there's a reason to keep going and stay positive, especially when things are hard. That's when it's more important to be positive, to be compassionate, to talk to yourself well, to treat others well. Go into 2022 with hope for a better year, for a better day every single day. Happy New Year.